Sovereign debt denominated in RMB. The main reason for this is that the Bank of Russia and exporters are selling energy to mainland China and receiving huge amounts of RMB. So, they have nowhere to put it. Therefore, it provides a new investment channel. But I'd like to ask the doctor, what does this signify? Another part is that on November 5th, this time it was mainland China's Ministry of Finance that acted. They issued $4 billion in sovereign bonds in Hong Kong. And the result was incredible. The subscription amount surged 30 times, reaching $118.2 billion. How do you view these two events? These two events are fundamentally different. Russia issued these sovereign bonds denominated in RMB. What does sovereign debt mean? It's issued by government entities, including the Ministry of Finance or the central bank, or one of their state-owned enterprises. Bonds issued by such entities are usually called sovereign bonds. This is because the government bears the ultimate responsibility. These sovereign bonds, under normal circumstances, are denominated in Russian rubles. Meaning, if I issue them today, you buy them with rubles. And I will repay you in rubles later. This kind of lending is more common. But if it's in a foreign currency, like China's foreign currency, we call them panda bonds. I am issuing them too. You want to buy from me with RMB, buy from me with RMB. And then in the future, I repay you in RMB. What does this mean? It means Russia has many exporters, selling a lot of goods to China. They've accumulated a lot of RMB. And this RMB is deposited in banks. Because Russia might not have, and banks can't offer RMB loans. So the interest rates are not ideal. And this RMB, held by these exporters, or individuals, seems a bit troublesome. So why not just have the Russian government issue RMB bonds, and collect your RMB back? Collect it back into the government's hands. And you can get interest, RMB interest. After a couple of days, repay the RMB too. Then the government, having this RMB, can use it for other purposes. For example, I can use this RMB to buy military supplies from mainland China. Buy things for the war in Ukraine. The basic stance is, I want to go to war. I borrow RMB from exporters. That's the concept. It's an internal financial operation. But mainland China and Hong Kong issued US dollar bonds. That's a bit different. Issuing US dollar bonds is what's called offshore utilization and fully leverage Hong Kong's status as an international financial center to test the weight of mainland China's sovereignty, how much it truly is. In Hong Kong, I issue US dollar bonds, meaning you buy with US dollars and I'll repay you in US dollars. Then I'll see how much interest I'm paying. If the interest is close to what you, the US government, are issuing in treasury bonds, it means my market is even better than yours, the US federal government. Why? That's your own doing. I issued it, and I'm doing better than you. The amount isn't large, just $4 billion, a $4 billion US dollar issuance, in the global government bond market. It's not really a large scale. So you see, the oversubscription of 118.2 billion orders shows a lot of US dollars attracted to Hong Kong. This can enhance Hong Kong's status as an international financial center. So, can I interpret this as where there's one, there are two? Will the next Ministry of Finance of mainland China use the same method to operate? Not just the Ministry of Finance. In the future, other entities in mainland China, state-owned enterprises, all of them can. A while ago, many private institutions in mainland China went to Hong Kong to issue US dollar bonds, especially real estate companies. Many have collapsed. Many have lost confidence in Chinese bonds. So I believe the Ministry of Finance, this move is to win back that confidence. I'm so sorry. My private enterprise has offended you. I'll slowly go and spank them. Then I'll issue this now to prove it to everyone. See, I'm still very popular. I'll continue to be very reliable. And it's being issued in Hong Kong, so everyone can rest assured. Everyone can rest assured. There's a reason behind this, and I've obtained these US dollars. I'm not bringing them back to mainland China. I'm using them for the Belt and Road Initiative. So, for the Belt and Road Initiative, my funds will have a new source. I don't want to borrow RMB from mainland China every time. Then use RMB to buy US dollars from the central bank. And then remit the US dollars overseas for Belt and Road work. I'll just source it locally. Is the Federal Reserve a bit stunned by this? They originally hoped that funds would flow into the US market, but they didn't expect the subscription amount to surge so much. There's no such thing as returning to the US market. Or returning to the US market. Mainly to buy US government bonds. And this matter is. If you issue US government bonds, there won't be any obstacles. Many people will still buy them. Now China is just telling you that. I can operate this way too. In the future, my Belt and Road funds. We'll source locally, of course, when the doctor arrives on site. The first thing we must ask him is about gold prices. Gold prices have returned to $4,200. Of course, currently, including UBS and Citigroup, they remain bullish on gold prices. Let's ask Dr. Shou, gold prices, do you think Citi even predicted that by the end of 2027, it could break $6,000? Do you think it's still in an uptrend? I should put it this way. They are all using predictions. Since I don't have a crystal ball, I'm not as skilled as them. I rely on judgment. I've said this many times on your show. Buying below $4,000 is no problem. I wonder if you bought it. If you did, you're very safe now. It should be around $4,200 now, right? Yes, $4,200. It's $4,200. Well, if it stays at $4,200, it will consolidate. There's a chance it will quickly rise to $4,500. Why? Because everyone is looking at two things. The first thing is, how will the US Supreme Court rule? On tariffs? Frankly, I don't know either. This is no longer within the scope of economics. There are many different opinions in the US. Some say. I can't be sure about this. And the second thing, will the US cut interest rates again in December? If interest rates drop further, we'll quickly break past 4,500. But some say it seems hopeless again now. It's hard to say. America's situation. It's hard to judge. It's like drawing straws. Because the Trump administration, isn't there a lack of consistency? Generally speaking, a good government tells everyone. See, my direction is clear, my actions are consistent. You don't have to guess. You know what I'll do next month. Who can know what the US government is doing now? That's America's biggest problem. Policy and political instability. Your financial markets will fluctuate with greater amplitude. But the long-term trend for gold prices is upward. There are two main reasons. The first reason is that in 20 years, gold mining will be depleted, gone. Is 20 years a long time? Because the amount of gold that can be mined each year is about 3,000 metric tons and the total extractable amount is only 60,000 metric tons left. Isn't this like Bitcoin? No matter how much you mine, only a little is left. That's the first issue. The second issue is precisely that. Central banks everywhere are de-dollarizing. They're dumping dollars and buying gold. You haven't seen central banks selling gold recently, have you? If central banks aren't selling gold, everyone can rest easy. In the past, gold reserves meant certain countries suddenly faced a financial crisis and dumped gold onto the market. Now, central banks are rushing to accumulate gold. Even smaller nations are building up their gold reserves, let alone the major powers. So, gold replacing the dollar is the most effective path to de-dollarization for those with seasonal sensitivities and metabolic concerns. And friends concerned about abnormal cell risks, you can choose the original version. Sunu Kefir Probiotics. It contains patented strains licensed by National Taiwan University, including M1 kefir lactic acid bacteria and 8 other patented strains. It's the first to feature probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics in a golden triangle formula. It helps maintain digestive tract function for those with seasonal sensitivities and metabolic concerns, and friends concerned about abnormal cell risks. You can choose the original version. Sunu Kefir Probiotics. It's enhanced with a superfood kale, giving your health an extra boost, and for those struggling with sleep, quickly choose the blue packaging, this enhanced night version. It's definitely more suitable. Choose Sunu Kefir Probiotics to maintain your daily health and achieve sleep freedom. Feel light and unburdened. Daily Kefir, a beautiful moment. Good feel good. Visit Kuwait and Go to order for your health. And remember to enter the referral code for extra discounts.